Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about UFC 304's main event in the welterweight division for that welterweight title. The fight that took place in Manchester, England, between now former champion Leon Edwards and the newly crowned welterweight champion Belal Muhammad. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Leon Edwards had some interesting statements in the couple of weeks leading up to the fight against Belal Muhammad. And with all respect to the former welterweight champion now, but Leon mentioned something to the extent of he feels that there is no more competition or anybody that's quote-unquote worth his time or someone that he looks at as true competition left in that welterweight division. And he also stated that the move up to middleweight was perhaps inevitable. His coach also went as far as saying that Adesanya would never be champion if Leon Edwards was to move up in weight. I think that his coach was not probably aware that Adesanya is not even champion of the middleweight division anymore. He could be champion again if he was to beat Dricus the night of UFC 305. But as of now, Adesanya is not the champion. I did make a video, and I did state that there's a couple things wrong with these statements and just the outlook on that welterweight division in terms of Leon and his camp. And really, number one being Belal Muhammad, your opponent, the night of UFC 304. Were you guys overlooking this guy? The most consistent fighter in that welterweight division, at least in the past few years. Consistency is what you get with Belal Muhammad. Also, there was the talks of the Islam Makhachev super fight. Obviously, the one that's probably not going to happen between Leon and Islam anymore. That's very interesting because that card is still in play somehow. I just don't think that it's going to happen anytime soon for Islam at this point, just because we are probably looking at a direct rematch between Belal Muhammad and Leon Edwards, perhaps sometime the end of the year, this year. Also, we have I really do think the most important thing out of all of this is that Leon Edwards just kind of took Belal Muhammad for granted. I don't think that Leon Edwards thought that Belal Muhammad was truly capable of defeating him. I think that Leon Edwards thought that this was going to be an easy fight. Just another fight, another easy win on his record. I spoke about this fight, specifically Belal Muhammad leading up to this fight. I did mention that Belal Muhammad is one of the most consistent fighters, not only in that welterweight division, but in the UFC in general. I mean, I do understand that in terms of charisma, perhaps he's not the most charismatic, outspoken person that is one with a captivating character. I do understand that. But whether we like it or not, now Belal Muhammad is the welterweight champion. And how did that happen? Well, if I'm not mistaken, Belal Muhammad was training with the Dagestanis, the guys from Russia. And we all know that those guys do one thing very well, and that's wrestle. Wrestle, and once your opponent is tired, you wrestle some more. And if you're getting close to finishing your opponent, you keep wrestling. And when your opponent thinks you're going to wrestle, you strike. And so on. I mean, it's just so difficult to deal with these wrestlers, especially the ones coming from Dagestan, Russia. Okay? the print of the Dagestanis or Dagestani style of wrestling was evident in Belal Muhammad's style last night against Leon Edwards. If we were to take a look at the takedowns, I think Belal was able to land 8, 9, or 10 takedowns out of like 13 or 14 attempted. Huge. I mean, there were some points where he was just picking up Leon Edwards and slamming him. One time I think, dropped the dude on his head. I'm glad that Leon's okay. Sometimes those could end very, very bad. Still, Leon did have brief moments of, let's say, a positive outcome in that fight. I think it came perhaps one in the third or second round. He had Belal, it wasn't really he was trying to shoot for submissions, the likes of, a rear naked choke and stuff like that. And there was a thing that he was doing where I'm not sure what Leon was trying to do when he had Bilal's back. But majority of the 2 minutes that Leon was basically attempting to submit Belal Muhammad, it was effectively ineffective for the majority of that, I think, second or third round, which ended that way. I do understand that at the end of the fight, Leon Edwards showed a little bit of urgency, and if he would have fought with that urgency from minute 1, this fight wouldn't have made it to 5 rounds. I can probably guarantee that. He was able to land some big shots. Probably the biggest shot of the fight came in the last seconds of the fight, and obviously Leon Edwards landing a couple of devastating, really, elbows. One of them was able to cut Belal Muhammad open, and we did see some blood at the end of that 5th round. But effectively, the game plan worked to the T for Belal Muhammad. The mixing with the Dagestanis and implementing that wrestling style was evident. It was just really, I mean, at this point, so many people overlooked Belal Muhammad time and time again for months and years, until the title shot was inevitable. The UFC couldn't do anything but to give the guy a title shot, despite of his, let's say, I don't want to say he lacks charisma, but certainly there are certain fighters that capture the audience intentions more than others, and perhaps Belal Muhammad does not rank amongst the top of those. So that is most certainly the case in this case, but whether we like it or not, we are talking about the current welterweight champion Belal Muhammad, and I'm super stoked to see what happens for this guy next. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and like, subscribe for more.